curious, why?
We assume a six-figure salary is the golden ticket to financial freedom. But what if I told you that many of the doctors, lawyers, and tech executives you see are just one paycheck away from being broke? This is the hidden trap of looking rich instead of being wealthy. In our society, a high income is the ultimate symbol of success. It's the number we chase, the metric we use to measure our worth. We believe that earning more money will solve all our problems. And yet, a shocking number of high earners are trapped in a golden cage, living paycheck to paycheck, drowning in debt, and feeling a constant sense of financial anxiety. They are the Henrys, high earners, not rich yet. This isn't a rare phenomenon. It's a silent epidemic. To understand why this happens, we need to look past the pay stub and into the complex psychology of money, status, and the very definition of wealth itself. Point 1. The invisible force of lifestyle inflation. The first and most powerful reason high earners stay broke is a simple but insidious force called lifestyle inflation. It's the natural human tendency for your spending to increase as your income increases. When you get that first big promotion or raise, you don't just save the extra money. You feel you've earned the right to upgrade your life. That sensible apartment is replaced by a larger one in a nicer neighborhood. That reliable car is traded in for a luxury model. Dinners out become more frequent and more expensive. Suddenly, subscriptions, designer clothes, and exotic vacations that once seemed like distant luxuries become the new baseline, the new normal. This happens almost invisibly. Each individual upgrade seems reasonable on its own. A few $100s more on rent, a bit more for a car payment, it feels manageable with your new salary. But collectively, these small increases create a new, much higher cost of living. Your financial goalposts are constantly shifting. The danger is that this inflation rarely stops. As you continue to earn more, your lifestyle continues to expand to meet, and often exceed, your new income. You're running faster and faster on a hedonic treadmill, working harder just to maintain a lifestyle that brings you no more real happiness than your old one, leaving you with little to nothing left over to build actual wealth. Point 2. The social comparison trap. The second reason is a deep-seated psychological driver, the relentless pressure of social comparison. Humans are social creatures, wired to gauge their success and status by looking at the people around them. In the past, this meant keeping up with the Joneses in your neighborhood. But in the age of social media, the Joneses are no longer just your neighbors. They are everyone you've ever known, and millions of influencers and celebrities showcasing a life of perpetual luxury. Your comparison group has become global and impossibly glamorous. Your brain is now constantly bombarded with the highlight reels of others. You see a former classmate's vacation in Bali, a coworker's new designer watch, an influencer's perfectly decorated home. Even if you know it's a curated illusion, your primitive brain interprets it as a direct social challenge. This triggers a powerful urge to spend money not for the utility of the item, but for the status it signals. You buy the expensive car not just for the transportation, but for the photo you'll post. You book the fancy dinner not just for the food, but to show that you, too, are living a successful life. This is conspicuous consumption, and it is a black hole for wealth. A game that can never be won, because there will always be someone with more. Point 3. The great confusion. Income versus net worth. The third and most fundamental reason is a widespread misunderstanding of what wealth actually is. We are taught to chase a high income, but income is not wealth. Income is a measure of cash flow, water flowing through a pipe. Wealth, or net worth, is the water you actually collect in the bucket. A person can have a massive pipe with a huge flow of water, but if the bucket is full of holes, they will never accumulate anything. The holes are their expenses, debts, and liabilities. A high-income person who spends everything they make on a lavish lifestyle has a net worth of 0, or even negative if they're in debt. They are not wealthy. They are simply living a high-consumption lifestyle. Conversely, a person with a modest income who consistently saves and invests a portion of it is actively building their net worth. They are accumulating assets, stocks, real estate, savings that will grow and eventually generate their own income. The fundamental mistake high earners make is focusing all their energy on increasing the flow through the pipe while completely ignoring the leaks in their bucket. The inside twist. So, we're taught to admire the high earner, the doctor making $300,000 a year or the liar making $400,000. But here's the unexpected answer, the twist that redefines our concept of financial success. A person with a modest income can easily be wealthier than a high earner. Let's imagine a school teacher who earns $60,000 a year but lives frugally and saves 20% of their income, investing $12,000 every year. Now, imagine a surgeon who earns $400,000 a year but, due to lifestyle inflation and social pressure, only saves 5% of their income, investing $20,000 a year. The surgeon looks far richer. They have the big house, the luxury car, the expensive vacations. But the teacher, by focusing on the gap between their earning and spending, is building real, sustainable wealth at a rate that is surprisingly competitive. The shocking truth is that your savings rate, the percentage of your income you keep, is a far more powerful indicator of future wealth than the size of your paycheck. Financial freedom isn't about how much you earn. It's about how much you keep. Practical takeaway. Understanding the why is the first step. But how do we actually fix it? The solution lies in creating simple, automated systems that protect us from our own worst impulses. Here are 3 practical takeaways, powerful habits that can build wealth regardless of your income level. First, pay yourself first. This is the golden rule of personal finance. Before you pay your rent, your bills, or buy a single coffee, you set up an automatic transfer to send a percentage of your paycheck directly to a separate savings or investment account. By automating it, you remove emotion and willpower from the equation. The money for your future is saved before you even have the chance to spend it. Second, implement the 48-hour rule for all non-essential purchases over a certain amount, say $100. When you feel the impulse to buy that new gadget or designer item, you don't say no. You simply say, not yet. You put it on a list and wait 48 hours. This simple delay allows the initial emotional, impulsive desire from your limbic system to fade, giving your logical prefrontal cortex time to take over and ask the important question, do I really need this? More often than not, the answer will be no. And third, and most importantly, measure what matters. Stop obsessing over the size of your salary and start tracking your net worth. Once a month, take 10 minutes to calculate it. Add up all your assets, cash, investments, property, and subtract all your liabilities, credit card debt, student loans, mortgages. This single number is the true measure of your financial health. Focusing on growing your net worth, not your income, completely changes the game. It shifts your mindset from how much can I spend to how much can I own. So, the next time you see someone living a lavish lifestyle, remember the difference between looking rich and being wealthy. It's not about the size of your paycheck, but the size of the gap between what you earn and what you own. By understanding the why behind the high earner trap, you can start building true financial freedom for yourself. If you've ever wondered why, now you know. Stay curious.
Because every why leads to a new world of understanding.